This is George Corpse Grinder Fisher. You're watching BrutalBroadcast.com. In your face.
What's up, metalheads? Death Metal Dave for BrutalBroadcast.com with George Corpse Grinder Fisher of Cannibal Corpse. In your face! What's up, George?
Good show. Party. Pretty much that's it.
This is the first show.
Beer and whiskey.
It's the first show of your tour for Torture album.
Yep.
So, on this tour, what can fans expect? I mean, as far as like old, new.
Oh, it's a mix of everything. You know, we're playing at least one song from every album. You know, I mean, which is something we've tried to a standard. We try to maintain that. You know, I mean, it's getting harder now with 12 records. I mean, fuck. Right. If we play one song from every record, then we play 20 songs, which is what we do. We only have 8 songs left to pick and choose from over the rest of those 12 records. So, I mean, it's hard, but as far as, you know, keeping the set list diverse, because we want to play a decent amount of new songs. Obviously, we're here promoting a new album. But, I
mean, it was sick tonight. I mean, 20 songs. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Intense with few breaks.
You know, it kind of makes the set flow better, too, you know. I mean, you know, we're playing about an hour and a half, you know, so we're linking some songs together like that.
So the fans
it makes it more intense, man. You know, and the kids know the songs. You know, we just hold it out and then play something. Sometimes I'll say a song, you know, and people go, "What the fuck did you say?" But then they'll figure it out once the music starts. You know.
So where would you say the influence of Torture, the writing, the lyrics, the music came from? I mean, I know you can't really.
I think it's
personal
all
experiences. I mean,
no, I mean, like, you know, lyric wise, it's, you know, it's just all the songs kind of came out, like, lyric-wise, more, you know, a lot of them were just about torture. And, you know, we wanted to kind of keep a theme, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the song's about, you know, like, torture and something. As deep as a knife will go, you know what I mean? It's about,
right.
It's just, you know, I mean, it's the title is self-explanatory, but, you know, you're just stabbing someone slowly over and over again. That's just torturing them, you know. Like, if you just fucking cut somebody's throat, they're dying pretty quick, you know.
Right.
But if you're just gonna fucking stab them and take their heart out and put it on their chest and dissect it, you know, and all that stuff, that's fucking. They're not gonna die right away.
Right.
If somebody cuts your heart out, you're sitting there like, you know, you might go into shock, but still, man. I mean, that's, you know, so the theme of the album is torture. And I think it fits us because, I mean, what do we have a lot of songs about zombies and whatnot, but a lot of our songs are about people, or just, they're not about hanging out with them and drinking beer.
Right.
It's not about, like, going to, like, you know, parks and you know, blowing on a fucking, you know, a flower, and, you know, when the petals spread, you know, you make a wish. They're about killing motherfuckers. All our lyrics are, you know what I mean, you know.
It's like
they're brutal, man. I mean, and you know, the theme
it's
is
like in the past, like horror movies or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, really, like, you know, a lot of people, they take our shit serious, and obviously we're not. We're serious about how they're written and all, and, you know, and whatnot, but we're not serious about obviously what's happening. You know, we would never encourage anyone to do anything like that. No, hell no.
Fucking
yeah, man. You know, I mean, it's not about that. You know, for us, it is horror movie stuff, and you know, a lot of people take it too serious, but those people, you know, are people that, like, you know, are running the country, or at least trying to run the country, or, you know, have certain political power, and instead of, like, you know, getting homeless people off the street and you know, fixing the economy and, you know, making sure that, you know, kids have a proper education, they want to stop a metal band. And it's just like all they do and all they spend time on is trying to put all of us down, when we're not the majority, and the world's fucked. And we've never been the majority. So hand the fucking reins over to some people that actually have some fucking brains. Whether we're singing about zombies or fucking raping women and cutting their fucking throat and leaving them laying in a fucking ditch. It's all a horror movie. Yeah, it's not nice and it's not fucking pretty. But these people live in these fucking big houses and don't see the rest of the world. Or, well, they do, but they don't care. And they're not seeing the real stuff that's not pretty. Children starving, families getting kicked out of their homes. Right. That's reality, Jack. And that ain't, and so anyway, I know we're talking about some other stuff with our lyrics. We're kind of going with our lyrics, but, really in the end, we've had a lot of people against us for those kind of things, and it's like,
we've had a lot of controversy.
We've had a lot of controversy, and it's like, listen, you're going to, hey, look, and of course, it doesn't hurt us, but it's bothersome only when you start thinking about, like, the mentality of the people that are behind the criticism, the attacks on us, and think that these people could have possibly, Bob Dole is probably the biggest candidate for that, that guy could have possibly run this country. And part of his big campaign was to attack us. And, we were the token white band in his top 10 bands your kids shouldn't listen to, and the rest were rap bands. Right, so Mr. Fucking Racist Republican, throws in the token white band, paints all these guys in these rap bands. It's unfair to them, too. What the fuck, Some of these guys are writing about shit they really went through, man.
Right.
Tough shit that he don't care about because he didn't ever have to deal with that. You know what I mean? He didn't have to grow up in poverty and fucking, worrying about fucking walking down the street and somebody coming up and fucking with you or messing with you because you had long hair, or misunderstanding your band because the lyrics are graphic. And, we actually can laugh at something as heinous as, what happens in some of the lyrics we write. They can't understand that because they live sheltered lives and they have money and they don't, And I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for wanting to who's earned their fucking money. You shouldn't have to be like feeling like, oh, I'm rich and I should worry about the rest of the world. You earned your fucking money, man. You worked your ass off like everybody else. And people that worked like jobs like roofing and concrete and all were making millions of dollars doing it. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you now because you did that? No.
Right.
We all work, and if you earned it, if you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth, I can understand a little bit of animosity towards someone like that. But someone that's rich, like some of those guys that earn their goddamn money, I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with looking down on other people and then bitching and griping to people that that are in power to get things done for you.
Right.
Just for you. You already got everything, man. What the fuck more do you want, I don't blame you for getting it and getting more. Because you know what? Hey, fuck it, man. Dude, listen, if I had $20 million in the bank and someone said to me, I'll give you $10 million. Why? Because you're cool. Am I supposed to go, no, don't give it to me? I would take it. Sure, maybe you could say, no, give it to these people or give it to these charities or something, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm just saying, some people are just looking at the wrong things that they're using us and other bands to make a point about why society is bad. And it's like, if we were all in charge and it was bad, then you could say we fucked it up. Right, none of us have ever been in a position of power. You think that we're influencing all these kids, and the rap bands and the pop bands and the music in general is evil, and it's influencing all these people to stray, to the wrong path or whatever. But no, that's not happening. You guys are running this fucking show, and you fucked it all up. And you still continually keep pointing at movies and music as being what's influencing society and making it bad.
Focusing on the wrong things.
You know what I mean? It's like...
Focus on the real things, not...
Focus on the real things. If you can give me any proof that, you know what I mean, that what anything we've done has you know what I mean, like really...
harmed anyone.
Impacted society and like a massive society, you know what I mean? Like, like... millions of people to do bad things or whatever, then you can tell me that we're wrong. Otherwise,
such as politicians, they do a bunch of shit. They do a bunch of shit to harm millions of people.
So look, I don't always think that all of them are intentionally trying to harm people. They have their beliefs and whatnot. But what I'm saying is the beliefs get in the way sometimes. And even if it's not a belief in religion, if it's just a belief of just, like I look at society like this and I see that people are watching these violent movies and listening to this violent music and listening to this music that's talking about this or talking about that. And if it's not just about violence, it's about, reality and just the things you had to grow up with. And, they think that everyone is so stupid that they're going to go, oh, yeah, I believe that. I'm going to go do that.
Right.
No, it's not. You know what I mean?
That's some people mental.
Relate to it and go, man, it gets you through. Dude, look, we got lots of kids that come up to us like, man, I had rough times, you know what I mean? Like, family dying or girlfriend, wife leaves you something, and you guys got me through it, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, we're singing about murdering people and shit. And they're not saying, I was thinking about murdering that bitch, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you got me through it because of that, because I was like, I could kill that bitch.
It's a release.
No, it was just, man, you release, and you know what I mean? Not everyone, pretty much 99.9999% of the people that listen to us do not take our lyrics serious in that mode. It's music and it gets them through it. And these fucking jackasses, they can't understand it. But you know what? They do understand it. I mean, in the end, it's like I'm bitching about them, like that they don't understand, but I think they do. I think what it is it's just votes. Show only what you want of the guy you're running against, or like us or those bands, and just show the negative sides. Just face value. Okay, show our album cover, say our song titles. Don't ever show us. Don't ever show an interview with us being, just regular people, just, living our lives and playing metal and having a good time, hanging out with the other bands. Don't show that. Just show fucked with a knife, show the album covers that look all fucked up, right. And then just and paint a picture of how evil and brutal and mean and detrimental to society we are. And everyone that would never understand us anyway will go, oh my God. But I tell you what, we've been on millions of planes. And we've flown all over the place. And we met just regular people who had no clue who we were, just saw us and said, you guys are in a band. And then they talked to us and go, wow, I mean, I'm honest with people. I'll say, we're death metal. It's the band. We play death metal. And we have some really abrasive, titles and whatnot. And you tell them that, and they're like, oh. And you say, but it's all horror movie stuff. It's not really, you don't take it serious. Like, we take the music very serious. The writing of the music and the composition of music is very serious, And the lyrics are serious in how they're written. But they're only basically, look at them like short stories, short stories with music to them. And it's like a compilation of horror movies, just short stories. And when you tell people like that, and if they know anything about like the genre of horror movies, or even like thrillers or whatnot, I think they'd start to understand it and realize, when they talk to people and they hear how they talk, like they got people in the bands, then they realize these guys aren't that fucked up. They're just normal dudes. They're just dudes just hanging out, having a good time.
Normal fucking dudes.
Just hanging out, having a good time.
What you mentioned before is like traveling all over the place, meeting different people. You actually met Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he was.
Did you know who you were?
Well, he came up to those guys like I think he heard us talking or whatnot. I mean, I am the wrong person to talk to this.
Where was this at?
I'm pretty sure it was Belgium, and that's why I think it was Grass Pop that it happened. And I think he was at a Snoop Dogg and played the night before somewhere, and he was coming back from that or leaving from that, And he just came up like, hey, how you,
so you
guys?
Who you were.
Well, no, I think he just knew that we were like Americans. It was like, hey, you guys are here, you guys are in a band or whatever, and he was talking to everybody, and everyone shook his hand, and I always thought that he I thought maybe he could possibly just be
anti-cannibal.
No, I didn't know how his political mindset would be like with us, but he just I always thought maybe he was like, look, most people think that like anyone that's like a leader in politics, they all pick sides. You got religion, race, whatever, So I didn't know, I know he's a religious man, and I didn't know where he stood with like us and things like that. But he seemed like just, at least from my opinion, a genuine fucking dude. That was just like, he was just really like, wow, you guys are here. And, he did the prayer thing, and I ain't no way into that. So everybody else just kind of was there and did it. Just because he kind of railed everybody, but I had to walk away.
What?
He wanted to do a prayer, like, let's say a prayer for you guys for good health and that you guys are safe when you trip. No, but it was genuine. It wasn't like, just somebody trying to push religion on anybody. He just genuinely was like, that's what he believes. And he wanted to wish everybody, well-being on the tour. But I just can't do that. Yeah. Fuck no, dude. I'd rather, dude. I'm serious, man. I'd rather cut my fucking head off. I'd rather saw it off with a knife, man. I'm sorry, that's just me. But anyway, he was genuine, And everyone kind of did the thing, and I walked away. But, I wasn't angry or nothing about it. But, dude, I really changed my opinion of him totally. Like, man, he just seemed like he really just cared about us. Like, man, you guys are people, and I just, wow, man, you're in a band, and I just want to, say a prayer for you and wish you well on your tour, and, everybody be safe and whatnot. And I was totally impressed. I walked away. I don't do the praying thing. It's not me. No way. Never in my life. No. But I didn't have any animosity towards him for it. He meant well with it. And I really was like, wow. And I didn't talk to him as much. Those other guys were kind of talking to him. And I went back to my little cart with my bags on it. I had some beers in the bag and was drinking all. But he seemed like the coolest dude, man. I mean, seemed like a nice guy. It was cool. I mean, it really was. Dude, I can tell you this now. There's few people you walk away from after just meeting them and just saying a few words that you go, man, I've totally changed my opinion about that guy and how I thought he was. I thought he'd be all judging us and, man, you guys, burn in hell or you guys should find God. It wasn't even like that at all. He wasn't pushed. He just wanted to say a prayer, his belief, and just to wish us well. And it was genuine. It was 100% genuine. And I totally walked away like, dude, I fucking root for him now. You know what I mean? I mean,
cool.
He doesn't seem like a guy that wants to push his religion on anybody. Like some people, you know what I mean? And if you're like that, man, you want to believe that, that's fine. You want to run the country, and you don't want to push your religious agenda on us because the country is about freedom and not, if you represent us, if you're a president, there shouldn't be no religious speaking in any bit of the presidency at all. Like George Bush, that motherfucker.
Right.
You shouldn't have that because you represent all of us, and you alienate the people that aren't religious when you speak like that. You just make it seem like if you're not with me, you're against me. And you're our president, man. You're running our country. You were supposed to represent all of us, not just the people that are putting money in your campaign fucking coffers, or that are sharing your religious views or political views. You are supposed to represent everyone in the country. You're supposed to do what's best for everyone in this country.
I'm giving a time limit, so give us a little history about George. How did you join Cannibal? You were in Monstrosity before.
Well, Lee. I met Lee, in the summer of 1990. Through this guy. Well, no, but that was later. That was after much. No, but I met Lee. Lee was not doing anything. You know what I mean? And I met him through this guy who was supposed to play guitar. And then we got together. And then Mark Van Erp got kicked out of 11 Creation. John Rubin got kicked out of 11 Creation in no particular order, I don't think. But Lee knew them. They called him up and said, "Yeah, we got kicked out." And me and this guitar player were coming down to hang, to do a band with Lee. We all got together. That's Monstrosity. 5 years later, Alex called me up out of the blue, like, hey, we're looking for a singer, and you're the guy, and well, he told me, hey, this is a tryout, and we might call some other people if it doesn't work out, but we think you're the guy. I mean, when you come down, but if we're not totally satisfied when you're doing it, then we'll get somebody else, and then we'll make a decision. And of course, I told him, don't call anybody else, dude. It ain't happening. No, and I'm serious. As arrogant as it sounds, I truly believe, no way, this is my shot, and nobody's taking it from me. And so, we rehearsed, like, songs. We had to rewrite the lyrics and whatnot from what Chris had done.
A little bit.
Changed some of the song titles. I recorded a little bit here and there, and then after 2 songs and then 3 songs, it was pretty obvious, and it was like everything was going that way, and I was going to be in a band, and there you go.
Killer.
I mean, it's probably a little more complicated, just kind of how I came down and all, but like a few details left out, but nothing I haven't explained before, like probably on DVD or some shit.
Well, you've had some success, and like you've done some shit with Metalocalypse.
Yeah, I just did some. Well, we did Sounds of the Underground, and the last show we did was in L.A. on that tour, and Brendan, we had heard that there was a cartoon out that was, about some metalheads, a band, and I'm not sure at the time frame. Either the first episode had come out or was about to, and Brian Slagle from Metal Blade was telling us about this. Man, there's this cartoon, there was a big buzz about it, and either he was telling us because he had seen the episode and it already came on, or like I said, it was going to, and he just, he's Brian Slagle, so he can. He knows
whatever he
motherfucker.
wants.
Oh, he knows motherfucker, so he might have seen the episode before. But either way, Brendan comes up to me, and he's, I'm Brendan, and I'm doing the show in Malacca. So I'm like, oh man, yeah, we heard about this show and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, I'd love you to, come on and do some voices, because I know that James Hetfield and I think Worrell from Nevermore done some voices as well. Kirk Hammond, I think, did some voices and all. And he's like, I'd just like to do some voices for this, cartoon. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to do it, And I flew out there and got to see the whole operation and everything and did the voices. I got to meet Mark Hamill.
You still do it now? Or?
Huh?
You still do it now? Or?
I did some stuff not too long ago, actually. But when I first went out to LA, like now, if I do it, I go to Eric Rutan's studio, because it's just easier for me to just go there instead of flying out.
To Tampa.
Not that I wouldn't mind flying out there, because I got to meet Mark Hamill when I went there. I got to watch Mark Hamill do some of his parts. Yeah, I sat in the studio. Yeah, I sat in the studio and I watched Mark Hamill doing his parts, and I was like, fuck yeah, man, it was so awesome, just because he's been doing lots of voice work for years. Obviously everyone knows him from Star Wars and whatnot, but dude, he's been doing a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? A lot of voice, and he's like, in demand, voice actor. So, and he was super cool. Awesome. Those guys, Tommy and Brendan are great, and John, all the people that are involved in Metalocalypse are awesome. So you're still I'm honored that I'm whatever part I have been in it is great, and if there's more down the line, it'd be great. Cool. I would do it, and dude, I'm just flattered that they, like even thought about me. To do the voice work. And, of course, people compare Nathan with me and whatnot.
Can
but
you
Nathan,
do some voices for us, though?
Well, I know I don't do Nathan or nothing, like Brendan does it.
What voices
well, I do the masked assassin, the guy with the white mask,
Do you do it now?
Like, Death Clock will die, I promise. Yeah, well, my voice is kind of shy now. It's probably more hoarse than what I would do, but that's the guy that I've done recurring. I've done him as a recurring role. I did a hippie in the Blues Clock episode. He just does, like, I don't even remember. I think he just says, like, it's so depressing, and then the speakers, the sonic waves from the speakers blow him into a tree and impales his head. I did a football player in I think it was Death Kids episode, where Toki goes crazy, and Toki's like seen as the guy who loves the kids, and he's the nice guy, and he goes crazy and he won't see any kids, and he's throwing like paint on his walls like it's blood, and you know what I mean, like holding a chainsaw.
Joe's a big fan of.
Yeah, man. But I do. There's like this PSA ad or whatever, and there's this football player, little Julius from Argadanzo, and I did him, and then I did this kid. There's the episode where the band gets killed by blackbirds on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dream. Nathan has a dream that they get killed by blackbirds, and he has to work at Dimmu Burger. And there's a kid that comes in. I did the kid. I did the little kid. And the store manager for Dimmu Burger, I'm pretty sure was King Diamond.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't. He wasn't there doing the parts. He'd already done them, but I didn't get to meet him, which would have been incredible. But so I did like 4 different voices, and the one that I've done recurring is the Masked Assassin.
Killer.
Yeah, dude, I'm just honored that that I'm even the small part that I am, a part of it.
So on a personal note, you're a big wrestling fan. I know that for a fact. Who's your favorite?
And the fucking Rock whipped John Cena's ass at WrestleMania. I fucking got that shit. We just got home, and I had to catch up on all the wrestling because like I DVR'd everything. You know what I mean? And my.
You DVR'd it?
I taped it, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
That's what it is.
TV. Yeah, But it got all erased. Like, I get home, I turn on my fucking box, and it goes, diagnostic test, and everything that I had taped, all the stuff that I had set to tape was gone. So I had to go online and check out all the stuff that happened. And fortunately, WWE has, like, a thing with YouTube now, you know what I mean? So you can watch a lot of stuff. So I watched everything, got caught up on it, and then WrestleMania. And I thought for sure that The Rock was going to lose to John Cena. I just figured that, like some kind of passing of the torch. They do it in wrestling a lot. And it didn't happen.
I can expect
Rock won! The Rock fucking won! Then he came out the next night of Raw and just made a statement, I'm going to be champion again. So hopefully he comes back. Because The Rock rules. I mean, and of course, then they had the induction ceremony, Hall of Fame. and the greatest wrestler of all time. Got inducted for a second time. Ric Flair, the greatest. Four Horsemen. Yeah, man. Oh, man.
You're passionate about this
I
shit.
fucking love, dude. I grew up watching wrestling, man. You know, for years, man. I grew up watching. I used to go like Baltimore Arena. I used to go to matches. I saw Andre the Giant wrestle. I saw Andre the Giant wrestle Hulk Hogan when he was still bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like before the whole, before he beat the Iron Sheik. You know what I mean? I saw Bob Backlund wrestle. Fucking Stan the Lariat Hansen. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just everybody. Paul Orndorff. Ivan Putski, all the old wrestlers, man. In the '70s. Probably like when I was like 6. I think I went to my first wrestling match. It's 1976. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. I saw the beginning. I saw before WWF broke out and really became what it was. Right. But to be honest, I mean, I watched all wrestling, but NWA. WC/WCW, years later, you couldn't beat it, dude. The Four Horsemen, dude, beating up on fucking, like, the best thing, and the only bad thing about the Four Horsemen thing, I know there's probably beef with Ric Flair and Ole Anderson from when I think he was running WCW or whatnot, if you watch the Ric Flair DVDs, but Ole Anderson was the original other guy in the Four Horsemen. But Barry Windham's awesome, one of the great wrestlers, it really... He should have got more shots with, to be heavyweight champion. They should have put the belt on that motherfucker.
This is a passionate motherfucker for wrestling. Cool. What would you have to say to the fans for the last?
Thanks for the support. We'll never let you down. We won't. We'll give our best every night, 110%. As cliche and we love you. But come on, dude, we do, man. We're here because we're here because we love it, but we're here because people still love to see us. You know what I mean? So as long as that, that two-way street keeps fucking running traffic free.
Oh yeah.
If that makes any sense,
This is Death Metal Dave and George Corpse Grinder Fisher on BrutalBroadcast.com. In your face. Dude, I don't usually do interviews at the end of the night.
Well,
either.
I
Listen
drink
to me.
a lot of whiskey, and I'm smoking all the time. No.
Sing it.
And I'm getting fucked up every goddamn night. That's my terrible Hank 3.
Hank 3. Hell yes.
That don't go on here, man. Come on.
My drinking problem left today.
No, the best line is the
She
first.
backed up all
She said she's going to quit me if I didn't quit the booze,
away.
so I started drinking more to see if she'd really choose. I love it.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Awesome. Anyway, cheers.
You were gone when Hank 3 came around.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that was sick.
But
I was there.
Last year in September, I flew to Austin, Texas, just to see him. I saw him at this place, Emo's. Hey, dude, I saw that. Dude, he just followed me with this guy, Rod. He was like this. He was like walking. No lie. That's what I said. I saw it. All right, okay.
All right.
Now, ready?
Cut.